Hey guys, it's Caroline from Chaos Theory. Today we are hitting a little close to home with our Among Us because we are talking about the Butcher of Montreal. For those who don't know, we live in Quebec. We live about an hour away from Montreal. So this is like in our neighborhood. Do you know what I mean? So this is the story of Luka Rocco Magnotta. Let's check it out. So, Luka was actually not born Luka. His name was Eric Newman. He was born on July 24th, 1982 in Scarborough, Ontario. He was born to a 16-year-old mother named Anna Yorkin and also a teenage father. His dad's name is like on a ban, so like we can't divulge his name at all. But all we know is that they got married as teenagers, and then they had Eric, and then they had his sister and a brother. Now, his father's always struggled with mental illness and probably schizophrenia. He was an alcoholic, so didn't have a great relationship with young Eric, but his mom was very close. But his dad always said, he was homeschooled, his mom protected him, he was very sheltered. But I mean, does that mean that he's gonna end up a serial killer? I think it's a little much. So, Eric, like I said, homeschooled, which a lot of kids are homeschooled, so that's fine. And then when he was in high school, he actually went to high school, and some of his peers that went to school with him kind of said he's kind of forgettable. He was just like the loner kid, didn't really, didn't do much, and so yeah, he was just Eric. He was diagnosed officially with schizophrenia at the age of 18. So then, the doctors were like, listen, you're on medication for the rest of your life. You need to take it. It's very important. And that's why I'm saying that his dad probably had schizophrenia. So it's genetic a lot of times, right? So he was diagnosed with that at the age 18. And then after the murder that happened, he got diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder, which is basically just a fancy way of saying narcissist. Okay. And Eric's life of crime, if you will, started in 2005. He was in a relationship, and I'm going to put that very loosely, with a 21-year-old mentally disabled woman, okay, who basically had the mental capacity of like an 8-year-old. He took money from her, he stole from her, and he was convicted of fraud in Toronto in 2005. But originally, he had been charged with sex assault on her because apparently there were some bad things that happened. I'm so sorry, guys. We have baby birds out there, so if you hear chirping, it's the little baby birds, and they're the cutest little thing, but they're right there. So, he was actually, the charge of sex assault was taken out, and just fraud was kept, which is mind-boggling to me. How do you not keep the SA like charge? I don't understand this. If he would have had that charge, he would have been convicted as an XES predator. He would have been flagged. He would have been on numerous websites saying there's a predator. You know what I mean? But no, they let go of that charge. And guys, he got community service and probation. He frauded a mentally disabled woman. Like, it's beyond me how that's all he got. But he had never been charged with anything, right? It ended up being that. In 2006, Eric Newman became Luka Rocco Magnotta. He officially changed his name, and in 2006 is when he decided to change his whole lifestyle. He became an escort, he became a model, he became a porn star. He just wanted fame. He wanted to bask in the attention. He wanted people to know who he was. He had a pathological need to be seen. He tried to be a candidate on 2 different reality shows. One was called Plastic Makes Perfect, which I have never heard of, so I don't know. If anybody has seen the show, let me know, but he was rejected on that show. But during that show, we found out that he had had 2 hair transplants. Like, you're at this point, 2006, you're 24. How do you need 2 hair transplants? He got a nose job, and he said that he wanted like cheek implants and like pec implants and all of that. Because he was a scrawny little kid, like, and so he wanted to. But I mean, the look that he had was just, I mean, you could just tell that there was something off with this guy. So he was a candidate on that one, rejected. Then he tried to go on another TV reality show called Cover Guy. And again, he was supposed to be like a model. He's like, oh yeah, I've modeled and I've done a bunch of stuff and like I can do. He got rejected. They were like, yeah, no, you're not the right candidate for us. So twice rejected, but the guy wants to be famous. The guy wants to be known. So what does he do? This is when the internet starts, right? This is where the boom starts. MySpace, YouTube, blogs, all of that. Luka starts doing a bunch of blogs about himself. He starts, broadcasting his life and telling about, all these trips that he's taken and all of this glamorous lifestyle that he has. But guys, like, it's a joke because half of these pictures that he took were photoshopped and badly photoshopped, because I don't know if you guys remember back then. Photoshop was not great. He made a bunch of like I love Luka MySpace pages, and he talked about himself and like would say, oh, I met this guy named Luka, he's so great, and blah blah blah. He just wanted to gain followers. He wanted to have a cult like following, basically. Okay. During this time, people in his family started realizing that he had a growing fascination for certain serial killers, and especially Paul Bernardo and Carla Homolka. Now, Paul Bernardo was actually born in Scarborough like he was. So, was it like, he's from my town? And like, I mean, he went as far, guys, as making up a lie online because Carla Homolka got released from prison in 2005 and he made up a lie that they were dating. Then he has the audacity to call the newspapers and tell them, I need to talk about this. This is untrue. This rumor is ruining my life. You made up the rumor, dum-dum. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, you made it up. Then, it keeps going. Like I said, he has, the porn star, the modeling, the, jet set lifestyle. That's all of this is not true. And in the fall of 2010, and this is like going into the dark web, guys. It's not places that I enjoy going. Like, I don't understand the dark web. Like, it's just not my cup of tea. But like, he started promoting on his Facebook page a video called 3 Guys and a Hammer, which is basically 3 guys killing another guy. And he talked about it on his Facebook page and like boasted about it and was like, this video's amazing. It's like, it's weird. It's really weird that you would think that this is like a good video to talk about, So, like I said, after this video, his presence on the net became darker. He started making videos of him torturing and killing animals. And one of the rules on the internet, one of the kind of unwritten rules on the internet is you don't mess with animals. You don't show that. You don't promote any of this. This is disgusting. Why would you even do that? But he did. He put out a video. And please don't go look at this video because it is disturbing very disturbing. It is called One Boy, Two Kittens. And that's the first video that he posted online on the dark web. Guys, if you are at all an animal lover, sensitive, I promise you, you do not want to see this. If you guys look at the documentary called Don't Fuck with Cats, it's a Netflix documentary about the search for Luka and how certain internet groups kind of tried to band together to find out who this person was that was promoting killings online. So in the video, he puts two little kittens and he plays with them. And it looks like really cute at the beginning. He's very, very careful never to show his face. But you can see, you know, that he's in a room, and I think there's like a Russian TV show or something playing in the background. And he puts these two kittens in a vacuum seal bag. It's like giving me the chills, guys. He puts the vacuum on it, sucks out all the air, and they basically pass away. And this is not the only video that this psycho has done. So that was his first video. And then eventually he made 2 more videos. And just with the first video, this huge protest started online about this video. And there's certain animal groups that try to find out who this person was. And there's these people called internet sleuths. And basically what they do is they try to get any information that they can out of the videos that you post. So they look at where it was, you know, they look at everything. They look at if you have plugs in your room, if you have light switches, where are those light switches from? What are we hearing? What are we seeing? They really take out every little element. They try to find out, you know, where the video was sent from and all of that. They followed this guy online for 18 months. They tried to find out who he was, where was he at. They tried to find, like I said, every little detail, and then they asked the public to help them when they actually found out who he was. And it's the craziest thing because a lot of these internet sleuths afterwards were like, it came from Luka. Luka's the one who kind of denounced himself, but not using his own name. Do you know what I mean? Like he would use pseudonyms online. And so basically he outed himself. Like he wanted to have this fame. And then, you know, he was like, I would never. This is not me. You guys are making this stuff up. So he ended up making 2 more video, guys. The other video that he made was in November of 2011, if I remember correctly, because the One Boy, Two Kittens came out in January of 2011. In November, he took out another video where he basically fed a kitten to a python. I just don't understand. I'm not a cat person, guys. I really am not. But how fucked up are you that you think that this is okay? It's beyond me. And then in December of 2011, he made another video where he basically duct taped a kitten to a broom handle and drowned the cat. And the cat was struggling and trying to get out. And horrible. Just, you don't do that. You don't post that stuff. That's why I said, like, the dark net. I just don't why people find this interesting. Why? So like I said, basically Luka outed himself. But he gave them like false, oh, he's in Russia. Oh, he's here. Oh, he's there. So they were kind of struggling to find out where he was. And then they were able to pinpoint that he was in Toronto because some of the pictures that he had taken and some of it was clear that he was in Canada, and then they really pinpointed it to Toronto. So automatically this group that was made to kind of find Luka and to find this person that tortured animals online, they wrote to the Ontario SPCA saying, listen, we have a strong belief that this person called Luka Magnotta is the person that has tortured animals online. We need to make sure that you guys are aware of this. We think it's going to escalate because we've talked about this before, guys. What happens with serial killers? What happens with, we start off small, right? We start off with animals. We start off torturing, killing them. Then it goes on. So they were afraid. They were like pleading with the Toronto police and the Toronto SPCA saying, you guys need to do something. But Toronto police were like, listen, we don't know. There's no Luka Magnotta anywhere in our database saying that he lives here. There's no address for him. There's no nothing. So they kind of got frustrated and they were like, you guys need to keep looking for him because he is a danger. He is a menace. And then, guys, May 2012 happened. And this is the sad part is that they were right. It escalated. And unfortunately, Luka went out looking for human prey and he found it. Now, in May 2012, he was living in Montreal. He was actually living at 5720 Dicari Boulevard in Montreal, apartment 208. I'm not going to put the picture of the apartment building. If you guys want to look it up, you can. But just for those who know, like, it's on the side of the highway. Like, it's a bad area. It's in the Snowden area in Montreal. It's not the best area. He basically started posting in the paper, online, Craigslist, that he was looking for a sexual partner. And unfortunately, a young man named Jun Lin, who was a 33-year-old university student who was here on an international visa from China. He was here to study computer science and get his degree. He answered. And it's really disturbing because I'm going to post some of the pictures that were taken from the security cameras that were in the Dicari Boulevard building. Those are the last pictures that we have of Junlin. He probably had no idea what he was walking into. We see him getting into the building and getting into the elevator with Luka. And then a few hours later, we see Luka coming down wearing Junlin's shirt. And we never see Junlin. There's also a picture that I'm going to post up here that is, I mean, if you guys look at the documentary on Netflix, you guys will see the video itself. This picture that I'm posting is of him disposing of, we're not quite sure. Is it body parts? Is it, stuff that was stained in blood? But he disposed of it in different bags in the garbage bins of the apartment. And it's so sad because, like I said, the internet sleuths knew that this was coming. And, we never would have expected him to have gone this far. And so this happened in May. On May 24th, June never made it to work. So people started wondering, and then there was like, okay, there's a guy missing. We're not quite sure what happened. And then, then on May 25th, a video came out. I've never seen the video. I don't want to see the video. I don't think it, I hope it does not exist anymore. But it is basically a video called One Lunatic, One Ice Pick. And it is of him killing Junlin and then dismembering his. And the sadistic prick posted the video. It's, how can you need so much validation in your life that you feel like this is the only way to do it? It's crazy. And then he went a step further. It's not just the video, guys. He actually sent body parts. Jun Lin's body parts. He sent in the next few days packages containing his feet, his hands, like, it's insane to me. And to political parties and to elementary schools. How fucked up are you that this is what you needed to do? It's beyond me. So here's a list of what he basically mailed. Some of them were intercepted before they got there, so thank God. But Jun's left foot was mailed to the main office of the Conservative Party of Canada. His left hand was addressed to the Liberal Party. That one was stopped before it got there. His right foot was sent to St. George's School, and his left foot was sent to False Creek Elementary School in Vancouver. Why? It just doesn't make any sense. His torso was found in a suitcase in the back of the building, and it was found by the janitor of the building, who was like, it smells funky. There's something wrong. So he's the one who called police. And his head was actually found near the edge of a small lake in the Angrigno Park, which is a park that we have in Montreal. It's a nature park, and there's a couple of little, lakes and things like that. So his head was found there. And somebody sent an anonymous tip. Was it Luka? Was it somebody else? We have no idea. But by May 29th, we know that Luka has fled the country. Luka is then posting online, doing a rant, saying, you guys pushed me to this. This is your fault. And he signed it with like his ex-girlfriend, who's a trans man. He signed it with her name. Anyway, he was placed on Interpol's red notice list, and the manhunt was on. Junlin's body was put together. It was cremated and laid to rest in the Notre-Dame-des-Neiges Cemetery in Montreal on July 11th, 2012, with his family. And Luka fled. Like the coward that he is. He decided, nope, you guys are not going to catch me. I'm good. I've evaded so far. I've done all. Yeah, right. Okay, good luck with that. On June 4th, so just a couple of days after he left, he went to an internet cafe in Berlin, and the narcissist that he is looked up Luka Magnotta online. The shopkeeper recognized him. And he said, there's something. He called the police, and the police came, and they apprehended him. But obviously he was like, no, I'm not Luka Magnotta. I'm blah, blah, blah. I'm blah, blah, blah. He would make up so many names. Like, he's so used to making up names. He was then handed over officially. I don't know why it took 2 weeks, but it took 2 weeks to the Canadian authorities. And here's the kicker. Canada tried to get international airlines to take him back. Like, okay, we're going to pay for an airline flight from Berlin to Ottawa, and no airline, none, said, okay, please take this serial psycho on our airplane. So the Canadian authorities actually had to ask the Royal Canadian Air Force, which is not something that they do. They do not transport prisoners, okay? They're there for war missions and things like that. They're not there to do pickup service, but they had no choice. There was nobody willing to take this man onto their airplane. So he actually got back here. He was put on trial. It took a while, I mean, our justice system is what it is. He wasn't put on trial until 2014. He pled not guilty because of mental illness. I mean, it is part of our system. You can plead not guilty because of mental illness. And he did have his schizophrenia diagnosis. But in December of 2014, after spending months at different psychiatric hospitals, the Montreal jury said, nope, we are not taking this on. No, you're psychotic. Like, you can't blame this on your mental illness. You knew what you were doing. So they rejected his defense of mental illness and found him guilty of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to life imprisonment. But in Canada, any life imprisonment, not any, but many, have a 25-year before you can ask for parole. So he has that. He hasn't been put on the dangerous offenders list that we have, so he could try to ask for parole. That would be in 2039. So in 12 years, let's see if he gets it, if that happens. Now, the story doesn't end here, guys, because you would think he's in jail. It's over. No. Luka's story continues. His mother took out a book in 2018 called My Son, the Killer. She still goes to see him. I don't understand. I also don't have children. I don't know how I would feel. But I just don't get it. I don't get how you can be like, "Oh, he's my baby. I love him." He killed somebody, tortured, killed the person. Anyway, so she wrote a book, and so prisoners have rights, right, in Canada, guys, and I can understand we have to respect certain things, and that's fine. But wait till I tell you what this bastard has done. You're not going to believe it. So, in 2015, I want to make sure that I get this correctly. He met a man on a tax-funded inmate dating website. The man's name is Anthony Jolin. He also has a life imprisonment sentence. They're in two different facilities. But guys, in 2017, they were allowed to get married. And this is going to make you mad. But the taxpayers paid for this bastard's wedding. It cost us $2,000 for him to marry Anthony. It's beyond me. It's beyond me. There was never any conjugal visits. They're not allowed to be in the same building. So why the hell? Like, what's the point? I just don't understand. I really, truly do not understand. He was placed at a maximum security institution called Archambault. Then he was transferred to Port-Cartier. And since 2022, he is in a medium security. So those two institutions that I talked about first, the Archambault and Port-Cartier, those are maximum security. Now, since 2022, he's in a medium security institution in Montreal called La Macassa. And you guys want to find this funny? Guess who's another inmate in that prison? Paul Bernardo, the guy that Luka looked up to. Mind blown, right? These two guys are in the same prison. Anyway, so like I said, guys, if you guys want to check out the Netflix documentary, Don't F-U-C-K with Cats, because I can't say the word, check it out. It's really kind of the internet sleuths explaining their whole process to find Luka. And you'll see, like I said, tidbits of the video. They don't show the bad stuff, don't worry, but they show the up to. If not, if you guys are wanting to know more about Luka's younger days and his life with his mother, you guys can check out her book called My Son, the Killer. Like I said, there's so much stuff on the internet about Luka. That's it for me, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share. Please send a comment if you guys have anything cult related, serial killer related, weird houses, haunted places that you guys want to for us to look into. That's what we're here for. So please subscribe, like, share, write a comment, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.